Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so we all remember that crazy lady on the airplane who thought she saw somebody who wasn't real, but turns out that they actually were.
Say whatever you want. I'm telling you, I'm getting the fuck off, and there's a reason why I'm getting the fuck off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two fucks, but I am telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real. And you can sit on this plane and you can fucking die with them or not. I'm not going to.
Oh, actually, small correction. I don't even know if the guy was real or not. I don't know who she was looking at or pointing at. That seems to be still up in the air, although I did see a video of somebody coming out claiming that they were the person that she said that was not real. It was some tatted up guy. I'm not sure if I can find that video right now, but recently, this woman has been identified. Yes, she has, indeed. And I've been waiting for it because I'm like, who is this woman? Or why has she not been identified? Clearly, she's hard to find because people on Twitter would have been on that investigative, finding out who she was within 24 hours, and nobody seemed to have been able to find out who she was until now. Apparently, the lady in that video has been recently identified as Tiffany Gomez from Texas, who is a marketing executive from Dallas. According to the Daily Mail, they say Tiffany Gomez, or Gomez, who is 38 years old, became erratic over an argument with the relatives she was traveling with, she reportedly told police. So this is all new information. We didn't even know she was traveling with anybody. I don't know if this is like some kind of mental breakdown or if she's schizophrenic or she was on drugs or whatever the case may be. But the article goes on to say that the Dallas resident had accused her relatives of stealing her AirPods, and that on the July 2nd viral incident that happened on flight 1009 from Fort Worth to Orlando, Florida, she claimed her relatives had stolen her AirPods. Gomez then began to say the airplane was not safe and would not make it to its destination. The police documents state, which they say, and I quote, "The female then started claiming the aircraft was not safe and did not want the aircraft to leave due to her believing it would not make it to its destination. Due to the statements, the flight attendants felt the aircraft needed to be re-screened, and the airline manager explained that the passenger was denied boarding and they wanted her escorted to the public side." So it looks like as of right now, we still don't know what caused this bizarre ass outburst of hers. As far as we can tell, that plane did not crash, nor was anybody injured. And as you can see in this photo, literally every single person looking at her is confused. I mean, the girl in the front, the girl behind, in the back, peeking at the camera, the chubby girl to the left, the caramel girl right here, the brown dude with the locks right here. Like, literally, even the flight attendant is looking back there like, what the fuck is she on? What is she talking about? Like, now, based on the Daily Mail, and I don't know how they got this info, I guess it was provided to Daily Mail by public records or the family members. She does. This is her home right here. This is all public info. It's a $2 million. She does live in a $2 million home, according to this article. So clearly, she's a rich woman, which only makes sense since she's an executive of, I suppose, a very profitable company. And here is another photo of her. She does look a bit different in this angle, but that's only expected as she is in good lighting. She has makeup on and definitely a different hair color in comparison to the blonde she was rocking on the airplane. But the story goes on to say that passengers on the plane were forced to deplane and be screened through security again as a precaution. So clearly she was delaying and holding up everybody's time. I would have been pissed off if I was on that plane. Like, seriously, we're really holding up the plane for some crazy ass chick. But then again, who knows? She might have really seen something. The story goes on to say, though, TSA personnel arrived at the scene to conduct a full re-screening of the aircraft. The police report states Gomez was eventually escorted to the non-secure area of the airport, but then attempted to get back in through TSA screening several times. But when officers with the Dallas-Fort Worth Department of Public Safety arrived, an extremely distraught Gomez refused to speak to them, and she tried to get back on the plane. So for me, this is like she's off her meds. Either she's like schizophrenic or like a paranoid type of person, probably on drugs. What kind of drugs? I don't know. Some type of opiate, some bad shit that she's tripping on. Police then tracked her to a terminal curb where she was waiting for an Uber. Gomez was issued a ticket for criminal trespass notice, but refused to sign it. She was never arrested.
My dad's a cop. You, dude.
Okay. Well, do you have any questions for us?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
I'd like for you to get the out of my face.
Okay. You have a nice day.
You too.
So yeah, if she wasn't arrested nor fined, then she really just got away with wasting everybody's time with no type of penalty. I swear to God, if I was on that plane, I would be so pissed. But I still want to know, like, I'm really curious as to who the hell she was talking about. Who is the MFer who's not real? Who was she pointing to? Clearly this story says that she was riding with her relatives. Who are the relatives? Can they enlighten us as to who she may have been talking about? Yeah, anyways, here's some new footage that was released about a day ago of her in the airport terminal talking about the entire situation in her crazy state of mind to the people at the front desk.
I don't care if I'm ever fly with y'all ever again. I want to know what happens to this flight right here. Do not let that flight leave. Being dead serious. Do not let that flight leave.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you see her face right now? Like, she actually looks genuinely sorrowful, so distraught, so goddamn terrified, actually. Not even sad, just terrified for all the people on that plane right now. Like, I'm running this back just looking at this new footage. Like, this is not acting. Either she's on drugs or she genuinely saw something that freaked her the fuck out. And the fact that the government just confirmed that aliens are real has got me questioning this entire situation. I don't know, maybe she saw an alien, or maybe she saw a ghost, or maybe ghosts are aliens. I don't know. All this shit is crazy to me, but let's continue with the video. Now here's the thing. We all know older ladies like this who are the founders of companies, according to the Daily Mail. They do say that she is the founder of a marketing firm in Dallas, Uppercut Marketing. To even afford a $2 million home, clearly she's a hard worker. Clearly she must have been under a lot of stress and she uses some kind of drug to help her calm her nerves. Maybe she took too much of whatever, you know, she may have been tripping on and it really got to her. Listen, this is America. Most people are using some kind of drug in some way, shape, or form, whether it's alcohol, popping pills, smoking weed. I know people want to say weed is not a drug. Listen, if it has the ability to inebriate you, dull your senses, or heighten them, and mess with your brain chemistry, it's a drug. Let's be honest. Let's stop the cap when we say it's a plant. It is a plant, but drugs can derive from plants, and plants themselves can mess with your brain chemistry. And there's new data coming out saying that some people may become addicted or / dependent on weed itself, but that's besides the point. I digress. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if she has a bathroom cabinet full of pills that she's dependent on. And Occam's razor suggests that she was just tripping. That's all it was. A bad trip. Started from an argument. She had a panic attack. Started freaking out. Maybe a little mental illness thrown in the mix. Overworked, stressed out. And one thing led to another. And she's in the front of the plane, walking up to the front of the plane, pointing back to it and saying, that motherfucker back there is not real. She probably saw some shadow demon. I've seen shadow demons before just off of being sleep deprived. That shit scared the fuck out of me many years ago and had me paranoid for a bit. Pro tip, do not stay awake for 48 hours multiple times a week. That shit will fuck you up. But yeah, Tiffany Gomez, I hope you get well. This is probably very embarrassing for her. And we like to make memes about everything, so she's probably embarrassed by this situation. I do want to know your thoughts and opinions down below. What do you think about this entire situation? I think it's very strange. Like the video, share. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and yeah, new video tomorrow.